I'd like to call this meeting of the Palmyra Borough Council to order. Everyone, please rise for a pledge of allegiance and a moment of silence for the armed services.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Brendan, may we please have roll call?
Counselor Andrews.
Present.
Counselor Catalani.
Here.
Counselor Fliegel.
Here.
Counselor Coroli.
Here.
Counselor Rydell.
Here.
Counselor Sachet.
Here.
Counselor Shear.
Here.
Mayor Carpenter is absent. We have a quorum.
Okay. Just a reminder for everyone to please silence all cellular devices during the meeting. Thank you, and council members, please remember to turn on your microphones. No special visitors, which takes me to something that needs to be addressed. Last week, Borough Council was made aware that we have a council member who has gotten a DUI. And in light of this being his second arrest for excessive drinking, this needs to be addressed. Anthony, your actions show a complete lack in judgment, and I would like to know if you plan on resigning from your position.
No, I don't, and there's more to the story, and it would have been nice for you to talk to me about that with everything that transpired. But again, you continue to put me on blast time and time again. And we're all human, and we make mistakes, but at the same point, like, I'm here trying to fight and trying to do well for the residents, and at no regard. So it's very frustrating. So I don't know what my future holds with running again or anything, because it's very frustrating sitting up here with everybody when things continue to just keep raising taxes and raising taxes. And then you just want to keep blasting me out with drama, and I am sorry. But, you know, I don't put anything past you, Beth. Would have been nice if you would have talked to me, you know, but
Council received an email.
I didn't receive anything. Would have been nice if you would have talked to me.
And I hardly call DUI a drama. That's serious.
There was, okay, I'm not going into.
No,
but-
I don't expect you to go into details. That's
But I don't, like I said, you put me on blast every time, and it's not something in my actions. We make mistakes. I'm going through a lot with the passing of my father, anniversary, and other things going on in personal life, and stress and frustration. Wasn't driving on any main roads or anything along those lines. Wasn't doing anything like that. And I do apologize. It's no right. It's still wrong. But
I gotta say something. I stood up for you the first time, and yes, you're right, everybody makes mistakes. I'm sorry, though, this is a serious lack of judgment. And I'm not sure what bringing up raising taxes has to do with this situation, but I can't back you on this one.
I'm not expecting anyone to back me. Okay? I'm not expecting anyone to back me.
I'm not sure how the citizens of this borough can think you're making wise decisions if these are the decisions you're making.
I don't even know what my future holds if I want to run again with the frustration and everything, like I mentioned. We just keep, it's so, that's something that I have to think about. But to be honest with you, maybe they should just put all new people up here on council.
Okay, again, that has nothing to do with the issue at hand of your
No,
DUI.
you want to bring in the residents, and I'm just saying is that I'm very frustrated, very stressed over it.
Anthony, I'm very
Take a lot
stressed
of
too.
time.
I lost my mother and my best friend with 2 different people within 3 years. I'm not out making bad judgment calls like you have been.
So you're better than me.
I'm not
Great.
saying that.
That's
I'm just saying.
Just like you did saying
I'm
last
just
time,
saying.
everyone, everyone should just
I
suck
can
it up and take
sympathize
it.
with you.
You just made it sound like you were
I
better than
can
me.
sympathize
Just
with
like you
you.
made it sound like last time
I
to
can
tell everyone in
sympathize
the
with
residence
you.
to suck it up. So, no.
You need to be
we're-
careful of your decisions when you're an elected official. You just need to think.
There's a lot of judgment here, okay? I will face what I have to face, and grown man, I'll face it. But that's, you've no right to try to judge me or anything,
I'm not trying to judge you.
or make yourself think like you're better.
I'm not.
Really?
I don't think
I'm
she
not.
meant that.
I mean, so we'll see what happens. I mean, it's a lot of frustration, a lot of time to sit up here, and where it goes nowhere, it just keeps raising, and everything keeps passing in certain ways. So, I mean, probably should just put all new people up here. That way, there can be a change in different voices and different thinking.
Again, I'm not sure what that has to do with this situation.
Because you brought up the residents, so I'm just bringing that up.
No, I brought up
No.
your DUI.
No, she
I brought up the
residents.
residents about your decision-making. I mean, I'm not sure how, even me as a resident, how I trust you to make decisions on what happens in this borough when you can't make a decision regarding your own life. It's difficult for me, and this takes a lot for me to say this, because I did back you up the last time. I just don't know how I can put my trust in somebody who makes a second bad decision.
Okay,
So,
that's fine. Fine. You all can continue to have your points and feelings and thinks and judgment calls. And I'm gonna continue to do what I feel like I have to do to make this right. And, I can say I'm sorry, but words can only go so far. Actions speak louder than words. So that's kind of my mindset with that. But I'm not gonna sit here and be like ridicule every single person want to take a jab at me. If you want to take it, I can
We're
take
not
the jabs.
ridiculing you, Anthony,
It's
we're not.
fine. I can take the jabs. I've been through a lot of my life, okay? But, last time I checked, we all do this out of the gracious of our hearts because we want to give back, and we volunteer and we give back, not so we can be on blast when we're in a moment of lapse and make a horrible judgment call. So, yeah. That's all I have to say about that.
Okay. Okay. All right. Moving on to public comment period number 1. Please step to the microphone at the podium and state your name and address for the record. Try to limit your comments to 5 minutes. Go ahead. Chief, can you make sure that's on?
Tom Miller, 306 West Walnut Street. Some interesting opening of today's meeting. I hope that this borough can continue with some of the difficult issues that you are currently working on for this particular month, which affects next year. I did look at one that talks about the $2,300 to the mayor. I certainly would support that. I think it's a great idea. But I think would be a good idea is if you can put that in the general budget so that it's there for the mayor to utilize it for the best interest of the community if it's so needed. That's all I would say. I have no, the situation for not having a mayor receive the cash is certainly a pretty good idea, but I think there should be something for a mayor. Which now leads me to the next item that I saw, because I saw in here it's talking about the mayor. The current mayor has spoke with me a few different times. We also know his situation starting on January 1. I would like to let the Borough Council know that I am truly interested. I would love to be your mayor with followed-up future election for next year as well. So if anything does happen with that, I just want to let everyone know that I am certainly interested and would do that. As far as this group goes, I know it's a difficult time of the year, but what happens most of the time is that you hear the complaints are generally what's always presented to you. What you don't usually hear, and if you think about it, when you listen to the news on television or anything that's in the papers, they usually like to talk about the things that are causing issues. Very seldom do we hear what great things are happening. And when a great thing does happen, you don't have the public coming out and telling you all the great things, but it's out there. You'll usually hear the bad things, which makes it difficult to be on the council. But last meeting, Jim came out and he had said, hey, look, there were some pictures about the community. We had a lot of concern about the garbage. But now that we have the containers that the garbage is put in, it has led to very, very good cleaning throughout the town where the garbage isn't blowing all over the place. So you'll hear the complaints initially about the costs associated, but even though it was as economical as you could possibly do, there was some increases, but look at the benefits to it. So sometimes there are benefits that we don't know about. So for the council, just know that there are a lot of good benefits that are out there. I know it's difficult to sit there, but please, you're doing a really good job. Just keep it up. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
My name is Ashley. I live at 985 East Maple. I want to say thank you for the council. Last meeting, I brought my daughter who's learning about local government and everything, and she thought it was pretty cool. So she stayed home tonight, but pretty cool. What I wanted to actually talk about was one of the meetings in November, it was noted that there was an extra $200,000 random bill to the sewer for North Londonderry Township, and it was accounting, it looked like was checked and said, yes, that was right. But what are we doing moving forward to make sure that, they did that once to us, that they're not gonna do it again because they got away with it the first time? Like, what are we doing from a contract standpoint to not just get $200,000 when we're already $800,000 behind? So that's my concern moving forward.
Thank you. Roger, Brenda, you want any comment on that?
Well, I think it wasn't a random bill. We get a quarterly bill from North Londonderry Township. The way our agreement is with North Londonderry, we actually own 43% of the plant. North Londonderry owns the rest, and they operate the plant. So every quarter, we get a bill for the treatment portion of operating the plant. And like everything else in the last couple of years, the price of treatment chemicals, and well, we've all experienced, everything's gotten more expensive. So at the budget last year, they didn't anticipate any major increases. But through the course of this year, they did experience unanticipated increases. So whether that continues, we don't know. I mean, we're able to handle that in the sewer budget to a certain degree. And hopefully the conditions improve that won't happen in the future. But we're responsible for 43% of their cost to treat the
Was
sewer.
that 200,000 over the course of the year, and it happened to be the last quarter that they stuck that on, or was it 200,000 in one quarter that they decided to bill for extra chemicals and whatever?
There was a little bit of increase throughout the year, but the majority of it was in the last quarter.
Was that just, like, how do you have $200,000 difference in one quarter?
I can't answer that. I don't know.
That'd be a good question to take to North Londonderry Township's meeting and ask them.
Does anybody from here ever go there to ask that kind of stuff? Does he own 43% of it? Like, does anybody participate in making sure we're part of that conversation?
We used to have a sewer committee when it was, when we were building the plant.
Right. That was before that was done even before I got on council.
Yeah. It was finishing up when I came.
Might be nice to get an audited list of what they're spending their money on. I mean,
Spending
we
our money.
probably should, get- since we're paying it,
Yeah, we should get a copy.
portion of it, we should at least have it.
Look into that.
can't be on another council. I can't.
Very good.
Well, we can check the agreement and see
Yeah.
what we're allowed to ask
Yes.
for.
Yeah. Can we do that?
Yeah.
Look into that.
I
and
don't
see if we
know,
could
I
do
never
that.
actually saw that, that was all completed and just about ready to go off online.
Anybody else for public comment? Okay. Closing public comment period number 1. Moving on to the consent calendar. The following agenda items will be acted upon by a single motion, unless a member of Borough Council wishes a specific item to be voted on separately. Approve the minutes of the December 10th, 2024 Borough Council meeting. Approve payment of all bills listed on the November 2024 detailed checklisting report. And approve the treasurer's report for the period November 1 through November 30th, 2024.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay, action and discussion items. 2025 final budget discussion, discussion on if appropriate. Suggested motion is to approve the 2025 final budget. Any discussion, any comments, any thoughts?
It sucks.
Yeah, besides that.
I have, I just don't know what to do with this.
I don't either.
I mean, this is, we'd have to find a huge chunk to make any kind of difference, and there's just no huge chunk here. And believe me, I would love to find it, because between taxes, trash, and sewer, my increase is $492 a year. Between all three. So, yeah.
All my tenants involved.
Yep, my rent's going up, I know that. It is.
And the only reason I mention that is because I do have the average home value in the borough. So it makes it clear cut, because it literally is what well, it's actually $1,000 less than the average, but it's close enough to know, to put it in perspective. And the fact that I'm gonna have to pay it and find it someplace, and like everybody else in this borough.
And everything else went up.
And, I mean, it's not gonna change, we can sit here for
No,
half
I'm
an
just
hour.
adding something.
I can make the motion to, do the real estate tax ordinance.
We're not there yet? We're still on A.
Hey, oh, I'm on B,
We're still on A.
I'm sorry. Final
We
budget.
don't have B
Big
if we
one.
don't get A.
Yeah,
I flipped the page too. Maybe it was just wishful thinking.
trying to get away with
Yeah,
Well, we can forget the rest if we don't do A.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second
Somebody's
the
got
motion.
to.
Did you second it? Mm-hmm. Jim seconded it. All right, roll call, please.
Roll call.
Yeah.
Okay, if you vote yes on the motion, it will be to approve the 2025 final budget. Counselor Andrews?
Yes.
Counselor Catalani?
No.
Counselor Fliegel?
Yes.
Counselor Caroli?
Yes.
Counselor Rydell?
No.
Counselor Tache?
Yes.
Counselor Shear?
Yes.
We have a 5-2 vote. Final budget passes.
Ordinance number 834, 2025 real estate tax ordinance. Discussion on, and if appropriate, suggested motion to enact ordinance number 834, the 2025 real estate tax ordinance to set the real estate tax rate pursuant to section 1310.1 of the Borough Code for the year 2025 at the following rates. Real estate tax at 5.3 mils, fire tax at 0.67 mils, and public library tax at 0.06 mils.
Discussion? I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Want a roll call?
Sure.
Yeah.
All right, roll call vote on ordinance 834. If you vote yes, you are voting for the real estate tax of 5.30, fire tax of 0.67, and a public library tax of 0.06 mils. Counselor Andrews?
Yes.
Counselor Catalani?
No.
Counselor Fliegel?
Yes.
Counselor Coroli?
Yes.
Counselor Rydell?
No.
Counselor Tache?
Yes.
Counselor Shear?
Yes.
Motion passes with a 5-2 vote.
Okay, ordinance number 835, 2025 sewer rates. Discussion on and if appropriate, suggested motion to enact ordinance number 835, an ordinance to amend chapter 288 sewers of the Code of Ordinances of the Borough of Palmyra in order to increase the rates charged for domestic sewage from the current $98 per quarter to $109 per quarter for flat rate residential dwelling units, and from $98 to $109 per quarter for commercial units, plus $10.90 per each 1,000 gallons over 10,000 gallons used, effective January 1st, 2025.
So moved. Not a lot you can do about this one.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Great. Ordinance number 836, eliminate compensation paid to the mayor. Discussion on and if appropriate, suggested motion to enact ordinance number 836, an ordinance to amend chapter 75, salaries and compensation, article 1, mayor and council of the Code of Ordinances of the Borough of Palmyra to eliminate the $2,300 per year compensation paid to the mayor. And am I correct that that's only gonna go into effect January 1?
Well, that was my question. No, it goes into
It
effect
goes into effect
right away.
immediately. Yeah.
Oh, it
Yeah.
does, okay.
That's what, that's why I was gonna ask,
Yeah.
because
You're
that was
doing this
letter, yes,
before you're
before
appointing the
appointing
new
somebody.
mayor. Yeah.
Okay,
Motion.
I'll second.
Who motioned? Okay, thank you.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Opposed?
Who, oh,
Resolution 2024-25, appoint member to the Palmyra Zoning Hearing Board. Discussion on and if appropriate, suggested motion to approve Resolution 2024-25, resolution to appoint Ryan Kelly to a new 3-year term on the Palmyra Zoning Hearing Board expiring December 31st, 2027.
So moved.
Second. Ryan know this?
Yes.
He was here.
And actually, he's a very good job.
Good question.
I actually asked him if he wanted another, and he said sure.
Thank him,
I
please.
got
because-
congratulated
Thank him.
last week for being put on another board. And I was like, for what? So,
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Resolution 2024-26, appoint member to the Palmyra Municipal Authority Board. Discussion on and if appropriate, suggested motion to approve Resolution 2024-26, a resolution appointing Jane Caroli to a new 5-year term to the on the Palmyra Municipal Authority Board expiring December 31st, 2029. I'll make that motion.
second.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
I'm abstaining.
You don't have to.
Oh, is this not one?
It,
that-
it's
I mean,
not a compensated position,
Then
so.
yes.
Okay. Yeah.
I've been on it for like 10 years and we have never had a meeting, so I'll be
Yeah.
fine with that.
Don't jinx it. Resolution 2024-27, appoint vacancy board chair. Discussion on and if appropriate. Suggested motion to approve Resolution 2024-27, a resolution appointing Brian C. Craig as the vacancy board chair to the year 2025.
I'll make the motion. I'll second.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
And thank Brian, too.
We didn't even ask him, he tells us,
Yes, just go ahead.
you know, until I tell you
Well,
no.
he's a good public servant.
Resolution 2024-28, appoint members to the Palmyra Fire Services Commission. Discussion on and if appropriate. Suggested motion to approve Resolution 2024-28, a resolution appointing Beth Shear and Jim Taché, Borough Council, Jeff Tillett, Borough Resident, and Roger Powell, Borough Manager, to serve as voting members on the Palmyra Fire Services Commission for the year 2025.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank Jeff, Mr. Tillett. Resolution 2024-29. Discussion on and if appropriate. Guess we should have a discussion so I know who to read.
Oh, was there, well, we know Tom is interested.
Yeah, I would
Was there
nominate-
anybody else who was
Nobody.
interested? Okay.
Yeah.
Everybody okay with that? All right. Resolution 2024-29, mayor vacancy. Discussion on and if appropriate. Suggested motion to approve Resolution 2024-29, a resolution to appoint Tom Miller to serve the remaining 1 year on Mayor Carpenter's term expiring the first Monday of January 2026.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Thank you, Tom. So, question on the, so do you have to give him, who gives him the oath of office? Is the mayor's retiring as of,
I can do it.
okay, that's what I figured, because, okay.
Oh, yeah. I can swear at him.
Okay. That gets done on January 2nd?
That'll get-
Or does it
at your
get done
first
at
meeting.
the next
Yeah,
meeting?
That's your first meeting,
Okay.
which will be the second Monday. I mean, technically,
Yes.
he should come in and I can swear him in. It doesn't have to be at a public meeting.
Okay. Great. President's report. I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Happy holidays. And I think that's it. And Anthony, can I talk to you after the meeting, please? Anthony? Anthony?
Beth, I'm paying attention right now.
Okay. Financial report. Everybody has a financial statement as of November 30th, 2024. Any questions on that?
No, but I have a comment. I do want to commend you all because expenses were well under control from what was budgeted. So I know we just had a crappy budget for 2025, but I think that you all did a great job at holding expenses for this year.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, fire department. Yep. Roger, you have anything?
I do not.
Library report?
There was no December meeting.
All right, Western Lebanon County Regional Police Department. Anybody have any questions for the police department? No? Okay. All right. Rec Commission did not meet in December. Solicitor's report. I don't think we had anything, did we? No, I didn't think so. All right, zoning and codes enforcement, zoning hearing board, no hearings were conducted on Monday, December 9th, which takes us to the borough manager's report.
First item, we had an issue earlier this year, probably February, with some of the streetlights along Sycamore and Sandalwood Lane. And if you're familiar with that area, you know, we have, typically our streetlights are just the Cobra head lights that are attached to wood poles that Med-Ed owns. These lights are on skinny metal poles and they have like a flying saucer looking top on them.
Better terms.
Yeah, there's no identification on these lights. So we reported these lights that were out several times to Med-Ed. They never responded to fix them. So I thought, okay, well, I know we do have some areas where we own and maintain the streetlights. So I looked at Med-Ed's list that we had from 2016, and those lights were not on their list. So I had the Public Works Superintendent look at the lights, and we said, we can fix them, we can do what's necessary, we can even put LED bulbs in them a while. So we did that. Cost us right around $830, something like that, for, I think there was 12 or 13 lights, I'm not sure, but the residents were happy, we got compliments on it, it looks nice, the light, you know, is white instead of the yellow light, and it, you know, it looked better. Didn't hear anything about it since we did that, and then somewhere in the mid-September, I got a phone call from Med-Ed and said, hey, we got a call about one of these lights being out, and when our crew showed up, they noticed that they were converted. I said, yeah, we did that. And they're like, well, why did you do that? There are lights. So I said, well, we were trying to find out whose lights they were, and I couldn't get a response, so I said, we kind of took it upon ourselves to fix them, and so more conversations ensued. They basically said, you got to change them back to the way they were.
Oh, my gosh.
And I said, well, we don't have those parts anymore. And they said, well, then you need to, you know, apparently we did not use approved Med-Ed parts. So they want us to change them out. So I said, okay, well, how about we do this? How about we can buy your approved parts and we'll put them on. I'll have to check on that. They got back and said, sorry, we can't do that.
Union Brothers job you're taking there.
Yeah, well, that, and apparently the parts they use, only they buy, with like it's not available to the rest of the world. So, so I was like, great. So he gave me some prices, and for them to do everything, and it's like $12,000. It's ridiculous because apparently they can't just put their bulbs in the fixtures. They want to change the whole top fixture. The flying saucer part of the fixture needs to be changed out. Also, during the course of the conversation, he admitted that the 2016 list did not have those lights on the list, but the 2020 list did have them on. So, but I didn't have the 2020 list. So I don't know where this is going. I just wanted to make you aware of this because I've sent messages to Giselle just today to try to, I haven't had time with the budget to really dive into this any more than that.
Would it
but-
be easier to just tell them we want to take the lights over?
Well,
It's an asset on their books.
Yeah.
I would think.
You're gonna buy them.
yeah,
Yeah, and then there would be a heck of a lot more than $12,000, yeah.
I think the reason why it's like $12,000 is they have a depreciation schedule on their lights, so there's so many, they rate their lights for so many years. And then, of course, per year, it's worth so much money. So there's some life left on those lights. The list that I originally had, it looked like most of the lights in that area were eligible for replacement in 2021. So, but he's saying that there's still remaining term on that. I think like $4,000.
I'm sorry, but it'll say anything.
So I'm not sure what our rights are at this point. I don't know if they can force us to do this. I don't know if we can fight it. I don't know. I just wanted to let you know that we're in this predicament. So,
Maybe if they would have answered the original phone call, we
They
wouldn't
would've
have had this
tag
issue.
on to begin with. You would've
that's what I
known who to
said. I
call.
said, can we please, if they're your lights, can you please put identification tags on
That'll take
it?
8 years,
So,
I'm telling you.
Yeah, so I mean,
And
you should be able to
$6,000.
string this along long enough. We'll talk about this next year at this
Right.
time.
Yeah.
'Cause they're not gonna jump up and do anything.
All this for 13 lights.
Yeah,
yeah,
ridiculous.
so it's crazy, but
You spent more talking about it than.
so that's that deal. The next item with the district judge's lease, haven't been able to make much progress on that because the county administrator's been on vacation. So we'll probably revisit that earlier next year too, so. Sewer pump station number 3, we had the design meeting with Ratu's folks out of their state college office. They had some questions for us. One of the things that came out of that is the property owner got back to us. They're fine with us doing this, but they want us to cover their costs of any legal review. There'll be easement agreements and stuff like that. You'll have to extinguish the old easements, establish new easements. I don't think there's gonna be a lot of legal work, but they ask us if we would reimburse them for any legal expenses that they will have. So, I didn't think that would be an issue, but that's your call, but
I don't think that's unreasonable to ask. I mean, we want to do something, and they would be incurring a cost, so I don't think it's unreasonable. Depending on how much it is.
yeah, like I said, I don't think it's gonna be much of anything. The next item, the sinkhole lawsuit for the Cherry Street sinkhole. I'm going to spend January 2nd down in Lancaster at the attorney's office prepping for the trial, and apparently the trial was still scheduled for the week of January 6th, so I don't know how long that will take, but it sounds like it'll be, so. So that'll finally be coming to an end. I never did get the judge was supposed to make a decision about dismissing or giving us some kind of a judgment by Friday the 13th, I think it was, and we
There
never,
you
That's
go.
it right there.
Yeah, Friday the 13th.
never heard if he ever made a decision or not, so we're preparing for the trial, so.
And this is, who's suing who? Whom?
It was a couple residents in that area, in the 300 block of East Cherry Street. It was mainly by one of the residents and got a couple other people to sign on. Some of those people have moved on or whatever and have gotten themselves off the lawsuit, but, so there's still, the original guy is still remaining on the lawsuit, so.
This is the guy who bought it on eBay, right?
No, he lived there through the whole thing. He's in the corner of, he'd be the southwest corner of Grant and East Cherry.
And he's suing the borough.
Yes. Yes, he claimed that damage to his basement, but he's never provided any proof. He didn't let us in. We had a date set up to enter the property to inspect it for ourselves. That got canceled, so we've never even seen any photographs of water in the basement or anything. So.
Cool.
think that's it for me for this time.
Do you have anything for Roger? Okay. All right, no communications. Any other business?
Just want to wish everybody Merry Christmas and Happy Hanukkah on Thursday, and see you next year.
Did we do anything for the mayor? I mean, I know he's not here, but.
We will.
Thank you. The previous mayor.
Yeah.
Or the current mayor, let's put it that way, not the future mayor.
Anything else, Jane?
No, thank you.
Anthony? Okay, I'd like to talk to you after the meeting, okay? Okay. Roger, Brenda? All right. Public comment period number 2. Please step to the microphone at the podium and state your name and address for the record, and try to limit your comments to 3 minutes. Anybody?
Okay, how can I say, that I'm not appreciative of the council?
Excuse me, your name and address, please?
Thomas Miller, 306 West Walnut Street, which I gave to you
Thank
before. I
you.
didn't think you needed to have it again. I'm so thrilled and excited that I didn't know the policy. No. Listen, I just wanted to thank the council for considering me and voting me in to be the mayor. I wish the best for the mayor that had been in here. I hope he's doing well and hope he continues on. So with that, thank you very much. I'll see you in the future. And also, like everyone else, very, very Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, and see you all next year. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Anybody else for public comment?
Don Barry, 711 North Grant Street. As a former council member of probably 7 years, I knew what was expected of me when I took the position. About a month ago, I heard a rumor that one of our councilmen was arrested or had a DUI. Tonight, I found out exactly who it was. I think that councilman should step down because you are an example of this neighborhood, and you should be an example for the future of this borough. That's all I had to say.
So easy to pass judgment on people, and I am completely sorry, and I'm heartbroken. But if this happened to anybody, I would never stand up there passing judgment or anything like that. I would talk to you in private. I would talk to you as a man and ask you questions like, how are you? What's going on with you? Anything I can do to help? I wouldn't stand up there to make myself look good and just pass judgment. It's not right.
Are you getting help?
Anybody else for public comment? No? Okay. Closing public comment period number 2. Borough Council will conduct its next public meetings on Tuesday, January 14th, 2025, and Tuesday, January 28th, 2025, beginning at 7 p.m. Motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Meeting adjourned.
Wednesday night.
Go ahead. Yeah. Look at my face when you close it.